Welcome to Easy 3 Sport Production. I'm your host Suttles, and today we're back again with another 2024 draft prospect. Today we'll be talking about the quarterback out of University of North Carolina, Drake Maye. Now, if you have not seen my last video about Caleb Williams, go ahead and check it out. And then if you enjoy the content that I'm putting on here, I usually do Giants content, but now we're going through the draft prospect. I'm going through the prospects. If you enjoy that content, hit that like button. Make sure you hit the sub. Make sure you share it with whoever you want. But now let's get into it. Drake Maye, 6'4", 220-pound quarterback, prototypical QB for the NFL. Now, he has all of the strengths, he has all of his weaknesses, and today we will also be judging him on the same scale that we'll be judging all of the quarterbacks, with arm talent, accuracy, footwork, poise, and leadership skills. So let's see what he has displayed in the University of North Carolina and see where he actually fits and what team will best fit for this draft prospect in Drake Maye. So as I said, he's a 6'4", 220-pound quarterback, prototypical guy. One of his best attributes is his arm talent. He is easily, once he steps into the NFL, going to have a top 3 and or maybe top 5 arm. He has the arm strength. He can put the ball on a string. He can put it wherever he wants. He can make every throw in the book. Outside the numbers, inside the numbers, short game, intermediate, deep game. He just has that kind of talent, arm-wise, where he can place the ball at any point. If you need a deep 25-yard pass, corner route to the sideline, he can do it. You need a post route, he can do it. You need an intermediate, a deep end, he got it. He just has that kind of arm talent that, like as I said, the minute he steps into the NFL, he is going to have a top 3, top 5 arm. He's going to be up there competing with the Patrick Mahomes, the Justin Herberts, the Josh Allens, just off of arm strength and arm talent alone. That is one of his absolute best attributes. Another one is pocket movement. He understands how to move within a phone booth, kind of like how Tom Brady does. He understands that the pressure is here. Let me try to step to the right over here to give me an extra half a second so that I can use the strength of my arm talent to get the ball down the field. Let me sidestep over here. Let me step up into the pocket. He's always moving to create more time in the pocket so that he can make the throw. So he's not this kind of quarterback who's going to step up out the pocket and he's just ready to run. That he's looking downfield, he's looking to gain the 5, 10, 15 yards. No, he's stepping out of the pocket so that he can get a better angle, so that he can give his wide receivers a bit more time to get open, so he can get that big chunk yards going down the field. So his pocket movement is at top tier in the college ranks. Now we're gonna see what he can do in the NFL because everything is a lot faster now. But I still do believe that he's going to be good, still good in this area. He hasn't shown anything to show me that he will decelerate at that. But the pocket movement, top tier, A1. Another one, he's very sneaky athletic. He comes from an athletic background, athletic family, and if he actually gets out on the edge, he will take it for about 10, 15, 20 yards. He makes big runs. It's just that he's so big and he's never really looking to run that you never expect him to go downfield and to get them 7, 10, 15, 20-yard gains with his legs. But he can. The athleticism shows a lot when he's out there on the field, but that's not his first go. So he's not looking to show you his athleticism the minute that he breaks the pocket. When he breaks the pocket, he's looking downfield, but if nobody's really respecting him, he's going to take off. One of the guys that he actually reminds me of in this type of category is Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones will take it out to the edge. He'll get out of the pocket, and people really don't know how fast he is until he's actually running, and he's outrunning cornerbacks and safeties when he's getting an 80-yard run, even though he's tripping over his own feet. If he's taking it down the sideline and outbeating everybody who's doing it on an angle, that's the kind of athleticism Drake Maye has. It's just that sneaky athleticism. Like, he's there, but then he's not. You think you can get him because he looks big and slow, but he's a lot faster in actuality than what he is seeing on tape. So those are the biggest strengths that Drake Maye is coming into the NFL with. So now we're going to get on to a couple of his concerns, because he's not a perfect prospect. One of the concerns is his pocket presence. So earlier I said that his pocket movement is good. That's when he understands where the rush is coming or where the blitz is coming from, and he knows how to step out and step into the pocket to create more time. Now, the issue that he has is pocket presence. So, which means he doesn't really sense the pressure from the beginning. And it's kind of an oxymoron, but it makes sense if you actually seen a quarterback do it. Now, I'm going to go right back to Daniel Jones, because he has a lot of similarities to Daniel Jones, so this is why I'm comparing him so much to him. But he had the same problem, such as pocket presence. He didn't really care how the pocket was collapsing on him, and he really didn't move. He just sat there and he was going to make the throw. He was going to force the throw. He was going to make it. He was just oblivious to all of the pressure that's going around him, and that's not good. You have to sense the pressure at some point. It's good that you would stand in that pocket, take that hit just to make that throw down the field, but at some point you got to move, you got to maneuver yourself so that you can get that extra time, so that you can be that quarterback who senses where it's at, get up out of trouble, protect yourself, and get your team some yards. Because when you're just sitting in that pocket oblivious, that pocket is going to collapse a lot faster than it did in college. And if your pocket presence is a problem in college, it's just going to be a bigger problem in the NFL with bigger, stronger, faster guys, and guys that know what your movements are and how to design and basically make you see ghosts. But if you just up there just being oblivious to it, it's not going to work out. It's really not going to work out. Another concern is he holds on to the ball too much. He holds on to the ball way too long. That was one of the biggest things that I've seen this quarterback. It's just he has the opportunity to make that big play, and he just holds off on it. He doesn't trust his eyes. He doesn't trust either his receivers, or he doesn't trust his eyes of what he's seeing down the field. He has the arm talent. The arm talent will get that ball in whatever tight window, whatever thread the needle, it will get it in there. But he holds on to it so much, like he just second guessed himself. Drake Maye is that quarterback who he's so talented, but at the same time he thinks too much. He doesn't react to everything. He just thinks way too much, and that's an issue, because it's an issue for the fact of you are supposed to be able to react. You just gotta go ahead and play ball. I mean, you've been playing football your entire life. You know how this goes. You cannot just sit there and continuously think, and then you're gonna see the 1 second that you think in the NFL, it's over. It's basically over, because that split second of the decision, you can end up on your back. That split second of a decision, by you holding on to that ball, somebody's going to come back from behind, rip it out, and it's a fumble. Now you just lost your team the ball. The split second decisions in the NFL is way different from college. And he needs to stop holding on to the ball, trust his gut, trust his arm, and get it in there. Now, this goes upon him holding on to the ball is basically risk-taking. He's not too much of a risk-taker. He's very conventional. He's very safe with a lot of his throws. he feels like he needs to see the person be open before the ball actually gets there. And with the arm talent, he can get it there. But there's really no anticipation. There's really no, hey, I see you doing a 20-yard post, and I believe I can get this ball in there over a two safety get in the middle, or a cover two. I feel like I can get the ball in there. He won't take that. He'll just dump it down, swing pass, a very drag route, like a very conservative thing. So he needs to be able to take the risk, because that's the only way that you're going to be great. You're not going to be great just continuously dinking and dunking your way all the way down the field. I mean, that's good. That's good for a quarterback. You can definitely be a starter in the NFL, but if you want to be great, you're going to have to take those risks. Because taking those risks, you just got to pan out more than the times that they go bad. Because I can guarantee you this: if you ask any coach, any GM, hell, any fan, that what would you rather have? Would you rather have a quarterback who is willing to go out there and sling it and probably get 6 touchdowns with 2 interceptions, or are you going to take the conventional guy who's just going, that his cap is only going to be 2 touchdowns a game? Greatness requires risk. You got to take it. You just got to go ahead and take it. And the last real big concern that I've seen was just inconsistent footwork. When he's in the pocket, his footwork is kind of clunky. Now, because of his arm talent, he doesn't really have to worry too much about the footwork. He's able to maneuver good in the pocket, but it's very clunky. He throws very off balance, and even with him holding onto the ball a little bit longer than usual, you can see that when he throws it, he's out of rhythm. You know, some guys, you can see it's a rhythm thing. It's a rhythm thing. You step back, it's a rhythm. Step back, rhythm. Step back, side, go, rhythm. He is like step back, side, go, oh, I'm here, I'm there, no, all right, throw. All right, now I'm here, over here. Like, it's like that he's trying to do a dance, but he just doesn't know the song at all. It's just everywhere. His footwork is everywhere. He makes up for it with the arm talent, but the footwork is definitely a big concern, but that can definitely be coached into him. So it's a huge concern right now in college, but if he gets into the NFL, get with a quarterback coach, they can work on that footwork, no problem. So now let's start to go with the grades throughout the 5 categories that I spoke about earlier. And let's see where Drake Maye actually lands on the spectrum. Then we're going to see what his overall grade is, and I'll tell you at the end what team that I feel that he's going to be best suited for. So let's get started with the arm talent. Arm talent's an A+. I've sat up here, I've raved about his arm talent from the jump. I said that he'll be a top 3, top 5 arm talent guy the minute that he gets into the NFL. That's easily A+ grade, and that's one of his biggest attributes. Alright, so with the accuracy, I see him as an A-. I mean, it could be better, but he's still top tier when it gets to the accuracy because of that arm talent. That was one of my concerns, because he's holding on to the ball for no reason, because he can get that ball, he can fit those balls into those tight windows. He can fit those balls and have it on a string, but he just doesn't want to let that ball go. He always second guessing himself. But accuracy overall, that's what he do. That's what he does. It's not a problem. Him throwing the ball, he's a thrower of the ball. That's what he is. He's not a runner. He's not a scrambler. He's a thrower of the ball. That's it. Footwork. We talked about the inconsistencies. I give him a B-. It can be worse. It can be a lot worse. But as I said before, his arm talent succeeds the footwork to the point that it can be worked on once he gets to the NFL. It's not going to be a huge concern unless it just continues, and he just feels like that he doesn't need it. But now, if he doesn't need that footwork, then he needs to really let that arm go and let that arm work, because Aaron Rodgers got throughout his entire career with terrible footwork, but Aaron Rodgers probably one of the top 5 arm talents that this league has ever seen. So you can get through it, but are you going to be an Aaron Rodgers? That's going to be the point. Poise. Yeah, poise. Got him as a B. For the purpose of him being in the pocket and really just being oblivious to pressure, it shows the poise, but it shows like that's also an arrogance, or not arrogant, but more so of just a nonsensical sense of anything that's going on around him. Now the poise, he does stay in the pocket. He can stare down the barrel of the gun and let that thing go. He can stand in the face of danger and let everything come to him and let it go and be fine with the results. But the poise that he shows is kind of, I just feel like that is kind of flawed. I can't really tell is if he's really staying there for a purpose, or is he just staying there because he doesn't really identify what's going on around him. It's two totally different senses. Like, if you see that the house is on fire, are you gonna run, or are you just staying in the house just because you just choose to ignore what's going on around you? So it's very difficult to judge his poise, but overall, you're talking about him staying in the pocket. He's going to try to make the best play possible within the pocket. His athleticism that he has is very sneaky, but he's going to use that on the back end. And the leadership skills, I give him a B. It's hard to really sense with the leadership because he's a quiet person. Overall, he's more of a I'm going to show you how to do this, opposed to the rah-rah type speech. And he goes to the University of North Carolina. Like, let's be frank, that is a basketball school. So you're not going to have the cream of the crop football players there. And I mean, all the wins that they've been getting has been because of Drake Maye. It hasn't been because they have a stout running game. It's not because they got 5-star wide receivers. It's not because they got a great defense. It's because of Drake Maye. Though that's why. And they aren't in the national playoffs, the college playoffs. They're not in the college playoffs. They're not ranked very high. So he's more of a I'm going to show you, I'm not going to tell you, and that's perfectly fine. You can get into the league. If you get with a team that has the talent, then he can go ahead and build on top of that. But moving forward, he's coming from a basketball school that's usually with basketball players, and if I was to take a wild guess, out of that whole team, he would be lucky if probably five other guys got drafted into the NFL. Like, this ain't Alabama. 20 guys aren't going in the NFL draft and actually making it on the team. Out of that team, if 5 people makes it, it's actually a miracle. So overall, Drake Maye, he is the second best quarterback in this draft class behind Caleb Williams. Now, I believe that it's more of a fight for the number 2 spot with all of these prospects, not really a fight for the number 1. But overall, his grade would be a B+. Very good prospect coming out. The arm talent is there. The athleticism is there. You can coach up the things that are concerns. But overall, he's going to go top 5, point blank, period. The teams that are in the top 5 need quarterbacks, and he's going to be one of them that's going to get drafted very high, and he can potentially turn a franchise around if he gets to the right scenario. Now, for me, I see him best fitting the Patriots. It's a new regime. Mayo just got hired as the head coach. Bill Belichick is out. So now we're going to actually see what this head coach can do with a quarterback, because we all know Bill had Tom Brady for so many years. Mac Jones he had that one, the 1 year wonder, but Bill wasn't too great with quarterbacks. He was more of the defensive guy. Now I know that Mayo is a defensive guy, but getting a talent like Drake Maye and getting him to New England, I believe that he can prosper. Build the offense around him, let him be the guy. I believe that he can take that organization to the next level. Now, mind you, they're coming off of being a dynasty. I'm not saying that he's going to do what Bill Belichick and Tom Brady did, but I can see him going to New England by probably like the second or third year. He'll be in the Pro Bowl.